It's the final day. Yes, the final day for the Horror A4. It's a nice quiet morning. The cats aren't even being that loud. I'm having a cup of coffee in my Stitch mug. Gonna see the new Stitch movie today or tomorrow, depending on how it goes with the kid. Maybe the whole family, maybe just me and the kid. And she woke up, she's supposed to wake up at 7, even school days. Anyway, she woke up closer to 6. I tried to roll over and go back to sleep. I heard her farting around, making noise, but she was keeping mostly to herself. But then I decided, no, I'm gonna get up. A, because I'll have a little bit of a buffer morning, even though I'm tired and could have used a little more sleep. But B, in 3 or 4 days, I'm gonna have to get up at 3 in the morning. So I thought, well, I'll start easing into that. I'm not gonna start getting up at 3, but if I get up 6 the next couple days, maybe get up 5, that it like sort of get into that schedule, so it's not as much of a shock to my system. Yeah. Meanwhile, 1 day left. Well, like a couple hours more than 1 day left for the Kickstarter, and I think I got 2 new backers since 2 new backers in the last 2 days. Let's put it that way. And it is like surprisingly close to the t-shirt goal, but it's like $147, which is unlikely that I'll get that in the next. Well, it's unlikely, but not impossible. I say that like it's unlikely. I'm not anticipating. I'm not expecting it, but realistically, if like 3 people back at the fan tier or whatever I called it, which is like the $60 kind of big tier, that's enough. So you never know, it could happen. So we're gonna make Ninja Turtle skateboards.
Kid.
Yeah, maybe. I think kid is a good guess.
Yes, because it's like not fully grown, it's like medium.
Do you see how
Hi. Sunday, the final full day of the Kickstarter. Because I think I said this before, because I'm gonna be away a lot next week, I'm doing full kid duty from morning to night the next 2 days, as well as other hours where I could fill in, which is egalitarian of me and the right thing to do, and I love my child, but it's also like, oh, I have so much stuff to do that I can't do until 8 or for a little bit in the middle of the day. However, we did watch some Mr. Rogers. Thought you were gonna hit the car. Good job. We did watch some Mr. Rogers in the morning. Able to create a graphic for the final day and share it to all the normal social media. And even ones that I didn't or haven't since the beginning, like even ones where it's like maybe inappropriate or people don't want to hear it, I just like did everybody, including like some, including some discords and things. And I've gotten a few more backers, and we're like getting close to maybe doing the t-shirts, by tomorrow. It could happen. But either way, I'm feeling pretty good, One of the tiers of people buy enough comics, I will make t-shirts with my character on it.
The horror A4?
The Horror A4, that's right, kid. Going on 5 o'clock. I did my blitz, final day blitz. I'm probably gonna do another one tomorrow morning, like final hours. And I did get some more backers. There's been a flurry, and we're like $50 away from t-shirts, which is wild. Then got back from everything, put the kid in independent play, and Marshall Lee, Plex maybe? I don't know if he still goes by Plex. Contacted me and was like, hey, yo, do you want to do a live show and talk about your book sometime? And I'm like, the Kickstarter's gonna be over like tomorrow. And he's like, I don't know if I can do it, but it worked out. And he's like, let's go. And I jumped on, and it was great. We did an hour, caught up with him, hadn't talked to him in a while. We talked about some people we knew in common, and like the Kickstarter, of course, but also just art and life. And like, it was a fun interview, and I felt good, like good way to push the end. And I shared that and everything. And finished that. And the kid's asleep. She had been kind of vaguely complaining about feeling achy or sick, but she does that sometimes when nothing's going on, and but I guess she's feeling something. Like, she didn't seem sick, but maybe it's a growth spurt. I don't know what's going on, but she's taking a nap, which she never does. So I'll let her sleep for a little while, but I don't want to ruin her whole sleep schedule, because normally 5:30, 6 o'clock is when we eat dinner. So I won't let her sleep past 6. It's kind of my plan. Meanwhile, I wanted to do a video to promote, for TikTok and stuff like that, the final day. So I'm gonna do that at some point today, tonight, and then tomorrow do another like print ad, as it were. And I cut my finger pretty good during the interview. If you watch the interview, you'll see me cut it, like a bad paper cut, like under the fingernail that bled. It was wild. I don't even know what, I was like, let me just, like I just cut myself, kept going. I'm a professional. But so it's like, I can't use the phone properly and whatever. what am I doing? I don't know. I have so much stuff to do. You got to figure it out. It's going on 8 o'clock Sunday night. The video that I posted everywhere for TikTok and Facebook, etc. But I think I made a mistake. I kept, this happened to me once when I went to Japan, where I kept losing track of what the day was because of, I don't know, something about midnight. And the point is, I convinced myself that the Kickstarter was going to be over 12 o'clock noon tomorrow, Monday, but I think it's midnight. So I think I said it's the last day, but it was really like the last day and a half. So tomorrow was like the real last day. And I'm not trying to mislead people, and it is crunch time. And I think what I'm going to do is tomorrow, once we're past 12 o'clock, and it is now, well, wait, actually, if it ends at 12. So midnight tonight is when it's 24 hours. So anytime tomorrow, it could be final hours, less than a day, and still technically be telling the truth. I don't think anyone cares but me. But also, I've been struggling with con stuff and wanting to change things. So I looked into an over-the-table clamp, where like clamps on the side of the table, goes up and over instead of that big backdrop in the back. And the person next to me had one that worked pretty well. It was compact and fit in this little thing. And so I started looking at videos, and I found someone that suggested, a couple people use them, and they were like, oh, some people use them, but then they bow down, and this one's really heavy and sturdy, blah, blah, blah. And it was like $100. I ordered it. It should be showing up Tuesday, so I'll have it right before I leave. Maybe I'll have a chance to set it up once. Because I'm just, the big setup is too heavy and cumbersome, and the last time the poles got taken away, I couldn't take them through carry-on, and then I almost had to pay extra money and blah, 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 blah. So I need a new solution for travel shows at least. Possibly, I'm adjusting my figure over here, possibly for home shows as well. And the other thing, the big thing though, was instead of using shower hooks, using Velcro, which seems easier, more elegant, and less weight. So I'm like, okay, I'm gonna do it. I'll get the heavier duty one, which is about 8.5 pounds, which I'll have to put in a bag, I'm guessing, unless it gets really compact. I don't know, I'll have to see. I'll have to see how they treat me with that. But I did that. That's what I did. And so yeah, Sunday late morning, the kid's not feeling super great, so we watched a bunch of Mr. Rogers and we're hanging out. I'm not sick the way she is, but I've been not feeling awesome this morning. Nevertheless, I unloaded the car. I took all the toys and all the art out. Originally, I was just gonna take the art out and like reshuffle it and repack it because like, oh, well, the toys could just sit there until I get back from the trip. They could sit in the car for a few days. And then I was like, oh no, I can't because I might be doing Robo Toy Fest. Oh no, then I was thinking, oh, I'll just leave them in there because I'm doing Robo Toy Fest. That's right. But then I realized, oh, I'm taking this car to the airport and it's gonna be parked in long-term parking just outside for a couple days. So I don't wanna do that with boxes of toys and stuff. So basically I had to take the toys in and I had to take the art in. And so I have a few days before my trip and I'm trying to get a jump on repacking, I should say. What I have is like, these are the prints. These are restock. This is kind of half restock, half prints. And what I want to do is go through and see if I could narrow it all down to one and maybe get two. I feel like it's going to be two of each print with a couple multiples of, two of each Power Ranger print with a couple multiples of Mighty Morphin and then multiples of Godzilla and Ultraman, because that's the sort of show I'm doing, and then extra bags and boards. And that's what I'm trying to accomplish now. And then I'll have to do the same thing with my larger ones. And I think tomorrow my new backdrop thing is going to come, and I'm going to have to experiment with making sure that works and seeing what I can fit that in. My goal is to have one big bag to check, my backpack, and a regular rolling carry-on bag. And if I could fit the new setup in the carry-on bag, they don't weigh that, so that'll help me with weight. And yeah, previously I've been taking two big bags, my backpack filled as much as I could, a carry-on bag and or a big tripod thing. And so I'm trying to cut out some of that for money, for stress, for trying to walk through the airport, for ease of setup and takedown, for a lot of reasons. And yeah, so that's what I'm working on. This is General Grievous in Fortnite. It's 2-something on Monday, and the kid's a little sick still. They're in independent play. I haven't gotten a lot done today. I've just been doing a little bit of social media posting and things. I did organize some stuff for the trip, blah, 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 blah. I'm really close to t-shirts. And what I realized is if I was right and it ended at 12, no t-shirts because it's past 12, but there's like 9-10 hours left. And I'm picking up a couple, backers here and there. And if I think I'm $15 away. So like if there's like one more backer in the next 9 hours, we're getting t-shirts. So that's wild. And I'm going to land, so I better play my game. What the heck? What? I was like $15 shy of the t-shirt stretch goal like an hour ago, and I'm like, let me check. And now I'm $50 over, which is fantastic with 9 hours to go. But I only have one new backer for $5, so I don't know how this happened. Maybe other people did add-ons. I'm like, is this not real? Is there a glitch? I maybe got it. I think I got it, but I don't understand how. And I'm like, well, 9 hours to go. Should I announce the next stretch goal? Well, could we possibly hit it? I don't know. Do I have time to even? I guess I'm just gonna be like, if we hit it, then you'll find out. But I don't. I gotta go take care of the kid. I got 9 hours. I don't know. We'll see. But this is good if it's true, and I think it's true. So thank you all. And thank you to whoever made this happen just now. I don't know. I'm going to finish compiling these, and then I have, I think the prints are downstairs. I got to get the large prints from downstairs because I have an eBay sale, a bit unusual, as well as an Etsy sale, which is less unusual. So 2 prints that I need to send out before my trip tomorrow because post office closed today. Meanwhile, I've solved this mystery. For anyone who is going to receive a free t-shirt or is excited to buy one at a reduced cost or later on at full price if there are more, you could thank Samurai Ox himself. I figured it out because I'd gotten one pledge for $5 and that brought me up to $10 short of the stretch goal. And I'm looking, I don't understand where this other money come from. Added more. Hero has already got me backers and lots of people have backed. Lots of people have shared. I'm not trying to take away from that, but maybe I shouldn't single somebody out, but it's like this clutch last minute, hey, everybody's getting t-shirts. Now, there might be a couple more last minute bids after this, but this sealed it. So awesome. Thank you. And thank you. And I've solved the mystery, so I could relax for a minute. I need to step away. There's some hours to go. I might try to do an update later if I can. We'll see, but it's going good. It's going good, which is, gets me psyched. Even though I did a show recently where there wasn't a ton of interest in the comic, hopefully Kaiju Brooklyn there'll be more interest, but whether there is or not, I'm finding the love online, and so that motivates me. Well, it motivates me, period. Going for a walk, hours from the end of the Kickstarter, and we did hit that t-shirt goal. Ooh, I'm very full. I had some pizza. The kid is sick in a weird way. She kind of complains about her stomach hurting, but it's not like diarrhea or puking. Every now and then she complains one of her joints hurts. She doesn't have a fever. She hasn't puked or anything like that. She's extremely tired. It's only been 2 days, and yesterday wasn't as bad as today. She went to bed early, which she never does. She took a nap yesterday, which she never does. So tomorrow, she's supposed to go back to school. She may or may not go, depending on how sick she is. She may or may not have to go to the doctor. I feel sympathy. I wish I could help her. That's all terrible. On a more logistical scale, I have a lot of stuff I need to do before I leave Wednesday at 3 in the morning. Today's Monday. I'm leaving on a trip to Brooklyn, and I have to get a lot of things set up, packing, whatever. And again, brilliantly, I did this as I was doing a Kickstarter and a million other things. But also, my mom is coming over to help cover while I'm going to be away. Tech advisor is going to be working, blah, 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 blah. And if the kid is sick, that's going to make it harder. And if she's not going to school, that's going to make it harder. And also, I feel bad being away when she's sick. So I'm really just hoping she wakes up tomorrow feeling mostly okay and goes to school. That would be the best for everybody. But moving away from my, potential kid sick family drama, I'm psyched we got the t-shirts. It's sort of bittersweet because I've been up and down through this whole thing. It's ending good. So forget all the complaining I was doing before. And I've even gone up further past that push that Ox gave us. And it's another kind of mystery. I think I got another backer for $5 or $10, but we're up higher than that. So I think somebody else upped their thing, or maybe somebody did a t-shirt add-on or whatever. But now it's this weird thing where I was like, oh, I can't believe we made t-shirts. And I had this other goal, which I won't say what it was. I'm calling it a mystery goal because I don't think we're going to hit it. And if we don't hit it, I want to save it for issue 4. But I said 1,500, and we're at 1,305. Now, are we going to get $195 in the next 3 hours or whatever it is? Probably not. But wouldn't it be crazy if we did? And I'm in this position now where I am forced, in quotes, to do a bunch of art of my own characters and my own monster for all these stretch goals that I didn't plan on happening. And it's great because if I'm not forced to do something, I usually don't. And so being forced to work on my own project is a great thing. So I'm very happy about that. I hope the wind isn't messing this up too much. Yeah, I'm gonna sign off here. Hey, it's 9 o'clock on a Tuesday morning. I have a little cat with me, a kitten really. Flappy the kitten's with me. They're supposed to be at school. Still a little sick, seemingly mostly better, but their tummy's still a little sick, so we're keeping them out today. So they're with me at the coffee shop. I won't be getting any work done, but at least I got a good cup of coffee for the first time in a few days. Kickstarter's done, successfully, very successfully. I'm happy. And yeah, I don't know what to do with myself now. I have a million things to do. I'm leaving for Brooklyn in 2 days, but at once, like, I feel like, oh, I've done it, I can relax. But that's not true, because there's still a lot more to be done on the Kickstarter and all my other life stuff too. But I did hit this milestone, and I feel supported, validated, invigorated, all these things. And part of me is just like, I gotta start working on issue 4 this instant, but I know that's not realistic. But we hit the t-shirt goal. What I wanted to do, there are some add-ons that you're allowed to have after the campaign ends. They're not all available, but some are available, and some reward tiers are available, but they all went up in price. The idea being like, okay, if you come late, there's a few things you could still get, but you're not gonna get the same deal as the Kickstarter backers got on time. Fine, that all worked out fine. The t-shirt add-on has been difficult, and I suspect partially it's because I did it so late, because like a friend of mine wanted to get it yesterday and was like, I can't find it, where is it, blah, blah, and he had to refresh like 15 times and wait however long, and then finally it showed up for him. And I'm like, I'm hoping people aren't trying to buy the shirt that can't see it, but there's nothing I can do on my end. It's all set up correctly as far as I can tell. But then today, after it was over, I looked at what was available, and it showed up as unavailable, and I don't know why. So if this is, you know, if this is within a week of my Kickstarter ending and you're trying to get a shirt for $10 plus 5 shipping, let me know if you can't. Maybe it might just have to be an honor system thing where I tell people, like, let me know you want it and I'll figure it out. But that's gonna be difficult, but I'll try to fix it later. But right now, I'm having trouble focusing because there's this little cat going, I don't know, maybe. Okay, bye. I'm tired, I'm just burnt out. Getting ready for the trip to Brooklyn to bring less. I'm only bringing these 2 9x6s. And I think I could fit them in my carry-on and then just squeeze a little bit of clothing in there. And then any pins I bring, maybe even comics if I can find a good container. I don't know if I'll be able to carry them. Put in my backpack as well as maybe extra clothes. And then this will be primarily for 11x17 prints. I'm not bringing any 9x12 or 8x8. I'm phasing those out completely. And then, what else? Setup, which is supposed to arrive sometime today. It's like 3:30. I was hoping I could, if not set it up and test it, at least see where it will fit in these things. So I'm still like not quite sure, because I also thought maybe I'd put that in the carry-on. The Kickstarter, somebody wanted to back it, and and it's not working. It's like it's declining their credit card. And they're like, my credit card's good. I don't know what the problem is. And I don't know if they wanted to back it before the end of the campaign last night or as an add-on today. But either way, it's not working. And this is the second time I've had an issue with somebody wanting to buy something through the Kickstarter and it not working. And I don't know how to fix it. And it's frustrating because I don't want there to be any impediments for people trying to support me and buy art and stuff. But I'm also stretched so thin, I don't have a second to think about it. And I look at it for a while and I'm like, it looks fine. I don't know what to do. So I didn't have these problems the last 2 Kickstarters. So I don't know, maybe I think both times it had to do with being an add-on. So maybe it's a glitch on their end, because like with the t-shirt thing, it just didn't work, then started working. It had nothing to do with what I was doing or they were doing. So maybe it's a similar thing. I don't know. So I'm thinking I have this carrier, and if I get more, I can fill each one. This is copies of issue 1. That's issue 2. I'm here with Kid Switch and like the other 3 books I have, they're not basically, I couldn't bring a ton with me. And I'm struggling with that. Think of like, I'm bringing like 10 or 15-ish. I'm like, oh no, what if I sell it? I've never sold that many at any show ever, even when I was pushing it harder. And it's that thing of like, well, if I sell 10 or 15, that's great. That's more than I've ever sold. And if I sell out, hey, I'll give out cards and whatever. But there's some part, oh, I need more, you know, like probably I could bring 5 of each and do fine. You know, it's just a weird whatever. But to make it work if I put it in my backpack, it fit 1 or 2, maybe even 3 of those book holder things. Or I could fit some in this bag here. Yeah, I'm seeing how many I could bring. Are you helping me pack? Scamander. But wait, are you making sure that everything's, oh, okay. You handle it. Okay, I'll get something else going. All right, so I've been filling these. I've kind of been doing just like a few comics in bags and boards, like 5 or 6, and the rest loose, so I could fit them in here. And then, I don't know, this is an experiment. I do think I could fit them all in my carry-on or my backpack. I think maybe I'll put them in the carry-on since they're heavy and then fill my backpack with clothes. These are very thick. They're normal size, but very thick. And it was suggested to me that I use Silver Age, both by the publisher and the person at the store. And so they said, oh, and we just got them. So I got these bags and these boards, both like kind of recommended to me. And they're basically the exact same size. So this goes in here barely if I really force it, and it's bowed before I even put the comic in. Now, supposedly, these will fit those bags and boards, which is fine, but I'm gonna have to return one or the other of these. And they're open, but it was on their advice that I did it, so hopefully they'll help me out. But unfortunately, that means I have to take another trip over there tomorrow or later today, which I didn't want to do. Hey everybody, we did it. Thank you. Kickstarter successful. Dinner, a little bit of mac and cheese, some veggie crumbles, and broccoli. It looks like this, and I love it. Meanwhile, a test fit, I can definitely fit 2, 3, I could probably fit 4 if I needed to, and some clothes, so that's looking good. One thing I forgot, though, unfortunately, is this blanker, which I need to fit in here. I think I still might be okay. Weight is more of an issue. And the other packages I was waiting for came. The new rack and the other part of the Velcro. So if things go a little smoother tomorrow, I'll be able to finish everything up. Theoretically, I could finish things up tonight, but I'm so tired. I don't know if I'm gonna have the energy to do anything. Having accidentally bought myself this little fun nugget. Basically when I sold so many toys at the toy show, I decided I could use some of that money to buy this toy immediately. So that's what I did. For dinner, it's like 6:45. I'm off duty for the first time in a long time. I don't have to put the kid to bed tonight. This is the new setup. You can see there's clamps that go on the side of the table. And I think this is a step in the right direction, but I'm not sure if I made a mistake. It might make sense to pack this whole box, maybe, I don't know. I saw at Pasadena Comic-Con folded up and like fit into a little bag, like that's not that big. I don't know that this one will fold up so small, but part of the other one was it only went so high and it could only hold so much weight. And I'm like, I don't know if that's gonna work for me. So we're coming back to, do I need to set this up and test it? I don't know. But it will fit in a normal suitcase, which my other one wouldn't. It doesn't have big base pieces that are heavy, so that's good. This is definitely better than my previous setup. I just don't know if it's better than the setup I saw. By trying to spend more and get a better one, I may have made a mistake. It's Tuesday and I'm going for a walk, and good for me. I don't feel like anything. What I've been doing, here's how I've been keeping on top of my videos, by editing them in iMovie on my phone while I'm doing other things. Because previously I'd sit at my desk and have to import them and do all this stuff, but like, I have Premiere at home, but like, I don't know. It's kind of like using my iPad instead of my Cintiq. One is clearly better, but one is getting used. Anyway, this was like right before Pasadena, like a day before Pasadena Comic-Con. Now I'm a day or two after. And I was saying like, oh, I'm right on the edge of being burnt out. I hope that doesn't happen. I'm pretty much there. I'm burnt out. I'm pushing through and I'm going to continue to go like, I'm going to keep moving. But I feel like after Kaiju Brooklyn, when I get back, I'm going to have a big crash and barely scrape myself up to go to Robo Toy Fest. And after that, I'm going to be, I don't know what I'm going to be. All right, I had this old tray that I filled with nothing but horror buttons. The new ones and the old ones. No refills, just this is all it is. I've been thinking of either getting rid of buttons, or at least non-horror buttons, or upping the price to $2 each. I think because it's a travel show, and these are heavy, and I want to get rid of them, and I'm also trying to promote the book. I'm going to do these for $1 each, 6 for $5, which is the old price, but going forward, I think I'm going to change that. This is partially because my printer's broken, and I can't make a new sign. So there's that. It's 10:30. And I'm realizing a few things. I took a break and watched some TV and had some popcorn. I don't think I can fit that rack and this box of stuff and this container of art prints in one bag. Also, I'm not sure about the weight limit. And I'm like, maybe I have to bring 2 bags, which is what I was trying to avoid. But maybe I do. Maybe I get rid of the carry-on and I just pay for the 2 big bags. But even if I want to do that, I don't have a second bag, or rather I sort of do, because when we went on our last trip, I usually use mine and my wife's, and hers broke and she bought a new one, but measuring it, it's a few inches too big for Delta, which is what I'm flying on. and I might be okay, or they might be like, oh no, you now, oh, well, I guess they wouldn't say I couldn't have it. They would just charge me extra, but I don't know how much. I'm gonna sleep on this, but I might, yeah. Too much to think about. At least the kid's feeling better and should be at school tomorrow. That'll give me some time. All right, it's Wednesday morning, a little after 7 a.m. At 3 a.m., I will be waking up to get on the drive to get on a plane to go to Brooklyn. And I hope to be all packed. I hope to be mostly packed yesterday. I didn't even do clothes or anything like that. Art supplies. When I say supplies, I mean prints. It's not like I'm going to be painting. So if I have a weight over bags, I usually fly Southwest, and it was a lot easier because it was sort of like one checked bag, one carry-on bag, one personal item free. And I never had a problem, and I didn't have to weigh things, I didn't have to worry, or maybe I had to weigh things, I don't remember. And if I went with someone else, then I got like double all that. And I don't fly Southwest as much where I live now because either flights aren't available, or they're not direct flights, and it's gonna be 12 hours, and blah, blah, blah. So I don't know, I'm going Delta this time, which seems like okay, but they're still charging me for extra, like I have no checked bag, so I have to pay for a checked bag. So the base pay for one is $35 each way, so that's a $70 fee. If I bring another one, I think it's like 40 or 45, like it goes up, so then it's more each way. And on top of that, there's a weight limit of 50 pounds. And sometimes with these prints, I get close to that, sometimes I get over it. One time, I had packed 2 bags that were both under 50 pounds, but on the way back, things got shifted around. I put my jacket in there or something, and one of them was over 50 pounds. And not by like half a pound, but by like 3 pounds. And I was running late, and it's like, oh, do I step out of this huge line and repack my suitcases? And like, no, so I was like, okay, well, I get to pay. And it was like either an extra 50 that brought it to 100 or an extra 100 for that trip. And so looking at it, yeah, if it's over, I can bring it, but there are fees. And I think the fees for being up between 50 and 100 is another $35, $40 each way per bag if it's over. And then if it's over 100, it's even more. The other thing is I have this other suitcase, which I'm thinking maybe I got to bring 2 suitcases, but it's like just barely bigger. And if they let me slide on that, then I'm okay. If they don't, it's definitely $100 each way for an oversized bag. Here's the kicker. That might be the path of least resistance, because if I don't do that, I got to go buy a new suitcase today somehow with all the stuff going on. So I'm going to take a look at the setup I have and the packing I'm doing, but I think I might have to use 2 big suitcases, and if that's the case, I might have to end up spending a lot of extra money. Turning on the little heart light as part of the morning ritual, and I realized, what's this pile? Oh, this is the 3rd box that I was going to bring comics in for the show that I have to also go to the comic store and get new bags or boards because they don't match the ones they sold me. So that's the thing else I got to do today. All right, I got this cool little weight hook thing, which is so much better than when I used to put it on a scale. The weight limit, I believe, is 50, and it's coming up at like 53, 54, which is the worst. Because if it was way over, I'm like, well, I definitely have to pay the money, or I definitely have to get another bag. But a little bit over means I need to remove just a few things, which is annoying because it's all done otherwise. That being said, that is not included. So, yeah, I might just take all of this and put it into another suitcase. Because my understanding is that if I bring another suitcase, it's going to be like about the same price or $10 more than going over limit on that. But it's a gamble because, as I said, the other suitcase I have might be like an inch over. So, yeah, I got to figure it out. But I got to pick up the kids soon. So, I wish this wasn't so math intensive and so Jenga Tetris intensive. And I could just be like, here's what I'm going to bring and go. But it's not. And woe is me. And, I get to go and do this, which a lot of people don't. So I should shut up. But here's the thing. I'm in a position where if I go and I don't make money or even lose a little money, I'll be okay. But I know there are people, and I've been this person in the past, where like I am broke and I'm gonna sort of, gamble/invest in this, where I'll spend, $500 to do this show and I'll make $500 profit. So I get my money back plus extra. I used to do that really well. And then after COVID, I was losing money. and I've been making a comeback, and I haven't lost money on a show in a while. I'm not making tons of money every show, but I'm at least breaking even plus, sometimes more, sometimes less. And the travel shows where I have to fly are the hard ones because of the weight limits and stuff, where the cost involved can very quickly balloon up to $1,000+. And on a good show, I'll make $1,000. But it's a thing of like, if my cost is balloons and balloons and balloons, let's say it's $1,500. And let's say I make $1,500. That means I spent days and days before, during, and after to go and make no money. And actually I end up not even counting the hours I lose, but I lose money because there's printing costs. And, arguably I'm still networking and getting my art out there, and there's but basically I'm paying for that then. I don't know. It's all good theoretically, but it just feels better if I come home and I've got a couple $100 in my pocket, maybe $1,000 in my pocket, which sounds like a lot of money, and it is, but that's like for 2 days of show, 1 day of setup, 2 days of travel, and all the prep before and after, and all the printing, and like it's even if I make a couple $100 or $1,000, I'm not making much money. I'm getting like minimum wage levels with the hours I put in. But then it's like, okay, well, I came home, I'm a little bit more positive money-wise, and I got to see some artist friends. I got to get my art in the hands of some people. I got to network a little bit and like that, but it's like, instead of paying to do that, I got a little bit of money to do that. I don't know. It's like a half and half. It doesn't feel as bad. But I gotta do other stuff for right now. So I took the portfolio, which has, my book that I bring, as well as a few pieces of original art, and the pages, the samples that I will hang out of here, and that brings it under 50 just by pulling that one thing out. So now I'm gonna fill this up. I'm gonna add all the stuff that I wanted. I'm gonna get rid of that bag, add all this stuff. I'm gonna put in this and the extra, what do I call it? I call it a drop cloth. I call it a tablecloth. It's a tablecloth, but one goes on the table, one goes behind. So I'm gonna bring the stuff that I was kind of thinking I could live without. Then I'm gonna weigh that, and maybe I could take some stuff out of my backpack. Maybe I could bring some extra stuff. I'm not sure. Maybe I should leave space in case I need to bring things home. Anyway, I'm gonna start repacking that now with the understanding that I might get screwed on the size, but I'll make sure it's under 50 pounds, so I'll only get screwed one way. Well, really 2 ways, because I'm getting charged for a second bag and a first bag. Yeah. Packed this one up, and I packed everything I needed to, plus a few things that I wanted to, and now it's about 9 pounds over, so. I took the box of comics out, and it's still over by like 7 pounds, so I guess that box was only 2 pounds. So I need to reassess more diligently, more completely. So the box of comics I was gonna bring in my backpack, and I was like, oh, let me just lighten what's on my back. This is a box of pins, not my Horror A4 independent Kaiju comic pins that I own, but like Godzilla, Power Rangers, other stuff, kind of the tail end of these. I'm like, well, I'll sell these off. This is pretty heavy. I don't know if it's 7 pounds heavy, but I'm gonna try. Still a few pounds over. I removed all the extra bags and boards I was gonna bring, as well as 1 copy of that comic. Then I put the pins in here, as well as some other stuff. So this is super heavy now, but these are all 50 pounds or less, both of them.